coming down on me.
History caught on tape, bitter memories preserved for all to see. You know, photographers are also historians, preserving on film the horrible, the heroic, and even the mundane. A few of our own memories here in Utah also preserved on celluloid. The Clawson brothers filmed the news of their day, and now we take a break from the images of our day for a look back, courtesy of the Clawson brothers and our own Craig Worth.
These are some of the earliest moving images of Salt Lake City. Scenes such as a spring festival and a summer square dance in Liberty Park sometime before 1920. Cheryl and Chester Clawson were probably Utah's first newsreel photographers, surely trained in Hollywood.
His camera, the one that was used at that time, was a hand crank camera, and he had to learn to crank it 24 turns per minute.
He captured Salt Lake City. This was a high school graduation celebration, followed by a swell parade down Main Street. He kept cranking away with his mobile camera mounted in his automobile. The contraption was a familiar sight wherever there was news going on. He captured this LDS youth parade in the early 20s. He shot the parade at street level from that old car, and then he lugged the camera to the tallest roofs in town, all without missing hardly a step of the parade. He'd edit the scenes together and showed them as newsreel attractions before Hollywood shows at Salt Lake's new movie houses.
Of course, we didn't have television then. The only place for people to see anything would be at the theaters.
He also filmed everyday scenes of early LDS church officials. Here's President Joseph F. Smith riding in a car, visiting his family in Southern California approximately 85 years ago, and just posing for the Clawson brothers' camera. Like all people, the Hollywood-trained Clawsons insisted in having some sort of action, even if it was tipping one's hat. We have lots of dignitaries doing just that, tipping their hats.
Dad just didn't want to take a picture of somebody standing still. I mean, he wanted action.
Today's Clawson brothers say their dad loved to film the church leaders and had a famous relative.
He was a grandson of Brigham Young. When they first started out, they had their office and their developing equipment in the basement of the Lion House.
He gave us shots of Joseph F. Smith's funeral in 1918 and developed enough work to move his studio across the street. And then, after taking shots of people playing in the Great Salt Lake, he would have his own funeral as his studio caught fire.
First thing he thought, not let's get out of here, but I've got to save the camera.
The toxic fumes killed him in 1929, all as he saved the images of Utah. And so it was under that sidewalk that the plant blew up and the legacy of the Clawson Brothers Film Studio came to an end. Craig Worth, News for Utah.